But anyway, that's my itemization for the first set of duels. And I changed it up for matchups. Grab a drink. And it worked alright. But having a weak two-hander kind of, I felt, held me back because I was doing this is so much investment into a two-handed build that I locked in this build right before the final stage. So points got moved around. You can see now I have more points in Holy, and I'm running Improved Blessing of Wisdom just because I felt there was a lot of matchups, especially when I was looking at my bracket and who I had to play, where having the improved mana tick is big, and I don't really need the 2 more points in protection, but I took everything out of Retribution. I did Redoubt, which is huge for Rogues and Warriors. Every time you get crit, which is like constantly versus these guys who have gear out the ass, you get 30% more block chance for 10 seconds or 5 blocks, which is like everything. So I just always have this up. And you get shield spec as well later, just because it improves the shield damage absorb, which is big, especially when you think about that shield I was talking about. Like, get this crap out of here. Like Elemental Bulwark puts up your block value, puts up your defense. Earthen Guard, block value, defense, just to increase your block percent. Where's the ZG shield at? Oh, I bet it's really low because it doesn't have stamina on it. But you get the idea. I wanted to run a lot of block value, a lot of percent block. Fuck, I can't find it. But the ZG shield is nice because it also has block percent. And when you put a thorium shield spike on it, fuck, can I do this? I probably should have prepped this better. But when you put a thorium shield spike on it, it's massive. So boom. Now every time I block, this dude is taking 25 damage, which is very nice. After that, you get 3% hit here, which is sick. I think this affects, I don't want to say because I'm probably going to be wrong. This affects Hajj, maybe your stun. I'm not sure if that's spell. But it's just nice to have. It gives you a little bit more consistency, and like getting 2% armor doesn't really matter, or 4% armor that you would get, or 6 or whatever. This thing is huge. Puts down your Blessing of Protection from 5 minutes to 3, which is really nice for like Rogue, for Warrior, for Hunter, because I can use this to break Scatter Shot and get around shit. And it puts your freedom up by 6 seconds. So it's a 20-second cooldown. It's normally 10 seconds of freedom. With this talent, it becomes 16 seconds. So you essentially have infinite freedom. Like, you can't really be slowed down because you can freedom, and then you can Hodge them for the 4-second cooldown. You can freedom again. You can grenade them for the rest of the cooldown. Stick on them. Blessing of Kings is amazing just because it's a sick blessing to have. You put it on in the beginning of all your duels. Once you get hit down a bit, you can swap it off for something else. It just gives you like an extra stamina shield is a good way to think about it. And the biggest thing here is improved Hammer of Justice. Knocks your cooldown down from 60 seconds to 45, which is huge because you need this up constantly. Hammer of Justice is one of your only real healing conditions. So like I can bubble to heal. I can maybe get a Mug of Hurt proccers, kite them to heal. I can maybe net them and back up and heal. Or in a lot of matchups, I can just heal, get Ida a stun or a pummel or a whatever the fuck counterspell, wait for the cooldown, and then heal while their interrupt is on cooldown. So this is sick. And when you run this with three-piece of the rank gear, you get 10 seconds off of it on top of that. So it goes down to 35 seconds, which is insane. That's like you're always hodging them. And this set is amazing because it gives you 20 stamina early too when you compare it to this crap ass stuff where they're like locked behind the 4 and the 6 set. And just having that stamina and being tanky is so huge for a lot of matchups. And then this last point you can put in Anticipation because you can't access this here. You need to do Toughness or Anticipation. People are anti-anticipation a lot because it reduces your chance to be crit, which reduces your chance to proc this. But honestly, I kind of want to be critless. I am getting crit enough in these matches that like this is always up. It's not a problem. And this 2% armor value is like whatever. So I did that, but you can go either way there, or if you want to do some like PvE shit, you can get that. And have improved blah 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 threat gen. Alright. So that was the gear I rocked for the Seal of Command build. This is like the dream gear to rock for this build. And this is what I was trying to hunt for. And these enchants I think are accurate. Like I went out, I got the Zandalar Exalted for these guys, for the shoulder enchant. Ran resist on this, 4 stats is kind of bis here. I like 9 stamina here just because I want to survive things. Minor speed, and a big thing I mentioned here, or I didn't mention, is that I skipped Pursuit of Justice. Maybe for World PvP you want it for the mounted speed, but when you compare 4% movement speed, it's the same as you get from the minor speed enchant on your boots. So you can say 2 talent points, spend 2 talent points to get minor speed enchant on boots, or I could not get this, put the enchant on the boots and have 2 more talent points to spend. Whereas if you get this, you can put like 7 stamina or 7 agility on your boots. Not a big deal when you compare it to like 2 points in conviction is 40 agility. 2 points in this is massive. 2 points in this is pretty massive. So like fuck Pursuit of Justice unless you're racing around or doing a lot of mounted stuff. And you can still have like an offset with the speed enchants and crap for mount and just switch to it. But anyway, this is biz for spell power. I want Choker the Fire Lord. And pretty much for all the gear, what I'm looking for is stamina and spell power. Normally everything has intellect on it, and I'll take that because that's another good stat for sustained battles and just like bursting people down. If you have a lot of int, you can do max rank consecrates instead of rank 1s. Full judgment for the extra judgment damage, and just the stats on all these this gear is insane. You get so much MP5, you get so much spell power, you get all this stamina, you get a massive amount of resist, which are amazing in this phase, and it's going to be really sad when we go to phase 5 and everyone has spell pen. So like just look at all these base resists. It's like 35, 50, what is this, 60, so 135 resistance total from the set is huge. But in phase, that's why like I really wanted to get this for phase 2 so that I could PvP and have all this versatile resistance. When phase 5 and AQ comes out, everyone's gonna have spell pen and it gets hurt. It's gonna make me sad. But anyway, judgment is amazing. Run rank 13 if you have it. It's a little bit better for most things. Cloak of the Broodlord, int, stam, spell power, huge. I run a lot of resistance on them just because you want more resistance. Just amazing. Judgment. Band of Force Concentration. I talked about it before. The hit is amazing. Band of Servitude. I would swap this out for I don't know where the hell it is, but Mind Tier Band from the World Dragons. And then for trinkets, Neltharion's Tier is huge. If you have Band of Force Concentration and Neltharion's Tier, you get 3% spell hit, and that's all you need for PvP, as far as I know. This gives you huge damage and healing. And then like Talisman of Ephemeral Power is what you would run in your dreams. Or you could run like a Heart of the Hero Charms and Learn Hero Charm, whatever it's called. Or Scrolls of Blinding Light, also amazing. But you got a lot of options. So that is the build and the itemization. And yeah, with this in PvP, it's the same thing. You're just more supportive. You can bot people all the time. You can freedom people all the time. People get on you, you stun them. If someone's attacking your FC, or you need to buy time at a flag in AB, it gives you more stun time for spins. And it helps you out a lot versus the physical matchups. Alright, so those are the specs I ran. They're pretty good. And they're very simple and effective. So that's that. Cheers.